Hey guys, welcome back to LK's Creations. I hope you're having a good day, a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this, and hope your new year so far is going well. So I am back with a most likely kind of a quick video, but kind of not. So as you know, you get those surprise birthdays, but not really surprise birthdays at the last minute when you finally look at a certain date has come up. So this is kind of one, but I luckily have a really fun collection to work with. So recently I was sent by Hero Arts one of their cute collections they have coming out this month, and it's called All That collection. And so it's a simple little set, but it is filled with you make a bag of chips. I think it is just the cutest thing. And so yeah, so this should be kind of fun and hopefully easy to set up. But the first thing in the collection, which is called Chip Chip Hooray. So this is the clear stamp in the set. So in there you'll get stamps that say you're all that in a bag of chips. This one says stay salty my friend. This one says not your average friend. Chip Chip Hooray. And then it's got what you can do like the chips and the things like that in it. So that is just really fun little cute stamp set. Next in the bundle you've got a stencil set. That what it will do is it's a layer set. Apologize. Yes, we are all a little cuckoo, as my clock likes to remind us. I'll be done here in just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so there are these little stencils that will set up to make the bag of chips. So you got where you would work it like this. So this will make like the top and the bottom of the chip. This is like the center of the chip bag. Here's one stencil is to draw and just do the you know, the chips and everything in there. You could do Ruffles or, you know, like Doritos kind of thing. And then this one is the same thing to give you a little bit more dimension, or, you know, where you can color around the bag and everything and stuff to make all kind of designs as well as on the chips. So that's how that stamps or stencil should work. So it's two, but it's really 4 in 1 because you'll use it like this, moving it along the way. So I'm quite sure you see it's notched out to help you there. And then if you turn it a certain way, sometimes it is numbered on there to tell you, but this one would be happen to be the second stencil, and this one is the first. So yeah, it's on there to tell you which one is the first and which one is the second. So there's the stencil, and of course I get samples. When you get them, they'll be, you know, nice and packaged and everything. And so last in the set is the cute die. So the die, after you've drawn out, you know, or stencil your image with inks and everything, then you'll use the die to go ahead and cut the chips bag out. You know, the center where you can go ahead and puff it up a little bit if you want. Here are the ends of the chips. And so all you do is just cut it out. And when you're done, they're just going to simply inlay like this. So you'll get what will look like a bag of chips. The, you know, the top ruffle part as well as the bottom, like ruffle crinkle part. So this one is just going to be fun, really easy. I've got, of course, my trusty color cube out. When I say I'm loving these things, I'm really loving these things. I did not think I'd be using them as much as I am, but they are just great inspirations. So let me go ahead, let me get some papers. I got a birthday card to make for a young lady whose birthday is coming up. So I'm going to use one of these because, yeah, and I think I know which one I'm going to use. So that's going to be one of the cards. So we'll see how many I make out of this. But we'll do that and get to cutting. And as I always say, get your groove on. Okay, so as you can see, I had fun making these. I had to kind of finish this a little bit quickly because I have to get ready for one of my younger little cousin's birthday, and I'll explain when I get to the card. So the reveal is this little card. So what I did in these cards is I still tried to keep within like the color tones and everything, pulling out various ones. And as you saw, I'm beginning to not only sometimes like just using one card for inspiration, I might use a few and kind of pull from there just to, you know, bring things together. So on this one, I kept it really simple. All I did was I cut out, using the die, this one here, and then just inked with buttercream and mild yellow to give the chips a little bit, and then of course die cut them out, and then just simply stamped the word not your average friendship. And so that's how this came to be about. From my background, I actually went back into some really old 3D embossing folders that I had from Spellbinders and decided to use them. Some of these I haven't used. As we all know, we've got a bunch of stuff in our collection, and so that's what I know my goal is for this. Just gonna be trying to focus on using stuff that I haven't used. So this happened to be one. So this particular one was back in November of 2024, the rosette burst. And so I just kind of thought this would be perfect to use. And then I did end up using some of the mica sprays on these. And so this particular one, I used this particular solar spray, which was Coastal Flush. It just kind of gave it a little shimmer effect to it to give a little bit of interest to it. And that's how this card, and of course, backed it on my favorite silver metallic. And that's how this first card just came to be about. Just kept it really simple, really fun. And there you go. The next card I did was this one. Pulling colors out from here. So I pulled out, and what I did was on this one, I used the stencils. So I used for the back of chip, as you saw, I used, just went along accordingly, and inked it in and this and that, with different colors and things, and then just simply cut out the word, or stamp and cut out the word stay salty, my friend. And then again, just use my chips, just stenciled a bunch of these, and then just cut a bunch of them to use on various cards and things, because this is real easy to work up and make more than a few chips of what you need, and then just went from there. And so then again, use the rosette burst. And then this one, I did not spray anything. I should have sprayed before, but it was easier to kind of spray it after the fact that I'd emboss. Used my heat gun and just tried to hurry up and dry it off. And that's how this came to be. My alternate colors for this one would be, I use mint and pool. For the stenciling background here, I use my waffle flower brushes and just brushed around, and that's how this little card came to be about. There's nothing inside of this one yet, but yeah, so there's card number 2. Card number 3 is this one. So same thing with, I use the stencil and everything, and I use pool, and I used lavender feels in this one, pulling from purples and things like that, and of course the teal color in there, my favorite colors. And simply cut this out here with the die, which I used this one to cut that out, and then I just used on this one the chip hooray, and then again use some of the potato chips I had that I'd die cut and then of course stenciled on. And that's how, and then for this particular embossing background, I used this one. So this one is it's called the Classic Backdrop. This was from March of 2024, the 3D embossing folder of the month. So I thought this one would be easy to use. As you see, it makes this beautiful pattern on there and everything. Of course, again, backed it on silver, and that's how that lovely card came together. My last card, as I move things out of the way, is this one. So this one was really fun. It's a shaker card. So what I did was, starting out with the embossing folder on this one, I used this one. So this one was from January of last year, and it was the Stylized Lattice. And so it was the 3D folder of the month for January, and so use this, cut it out of the lilac, and then for this one I still used the mica spray, and I used this one, the Coral Flush, and then just gave it this real cool kind of grungy, you know, kind of, you know, spray back to, but the shine, oh my god, look at that glare when you move it around. It's just gorgeous. And of course kept, and so just stamped You're All That in a bag of chips, and then of course use the chips. But how I got the shaker was I used the die, and I'll kind of give you an idea of what I did. So this die, all I did was I first cut this out on the what's this one, the waterfall paper. Then I took the die and kind of came in and just used it to draw around, and then with my X-Acto knife just took my time cutting out the center here. That's how I got the center out to be able enough to make a shaker window. Use some acetate on here, and then just use one of the chips in there along with some of my shaker stuff, which is this one that I got from I picked up from Michael's a while back, and it's just gold and silver metallic. And then I use one of my Nuvo ones in there, which this one's called Opal Cream, in there to give it just that nice little shiny effect. And just of course back to the favorite again on my silver background. Funny enough about this is this card's going to be from my younger cousin, but she is in cheerleading, and we're getting ready to leave in a little bit to go to her nationals championship in Las Vegas, and so rooting her on and hope, but her birthday is tomorrow. And so I wanted to make a card because there's a big celebration. Her whole cheerleading team's getting together to celebrate her birthday and everything like that. This is her first real birthday. So I wanted to kind of do something a little different. And this was the best opportunity to, you know, do something. And she is definitely that. You are all that in a bag of chips. Go, 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 cuz. So rooting and hoping they win. So we'll go down there and cheer on and have some fun in Las Vegas, and there you go. So there's that one. I haven't put a sentiment in it yet because I wanted to, you know, get all the cards that I needed done and stuff and just make them. And so here is all of the lovely cards that I was able to make. Of course, you know my favorite one, which is this one, but they're all nice. I mean, these all worked up pretty simple that could be used for anything to give, you know, just as a card, a birthday card, you know, whatever, anything, you know, kind of card, not your average friendship. There you go. If you wanted to send a good friend a card of some sort, hey, there you go. So this was really fun, really cute. I want to say thank you to Hero Arts for sending me this lovely set. Funny enough, as I was making this card, I looked through and didn't realize this particular set came out back, they did this in what's called Let's Stamp Together. So SCT, if you're not familiar with your scrapbooking cards, they have this particular program that you can go and sign up for, and it's a monthly thing that you can do. And so some of the companies and designers sign up for and design a particular set. So I didn't realize that I had already had the set when I chose this, and so hey, now I have 2 of them. So this would be really fun. And as I see, I really do like this set. So I know I will definitely be using this a lot more. But as you see how it comes in this pretty lovely, you know, folder and everything. And I think you can still get it if you go in there. But this will also be available on Hero Art's website. I think the middle of the month is when this one is going to be released. If you go over and hit the Hero Arts website, just click on through my link and it will definitely take you there, and I'll show you when it's going to be released and everything. So again, really fun. Thank you, Hero Arts. I'm going to get out of here because I've got a little bit more to do to her birthday card. I actually ended up getting her one of her very first kind of like Polaroid, but it's the Fuji one, the Insta one, where you're taking, you know, pictures. I'm gonna make her up a little scrapbooking kit, and she can decide however she want to use it. If she want to use it for her birthday celebration, taking pictures, and maybe make a scrapbook, or when she goes to nationals this year in Las Vegas. So she will get a chance to decide. So again, thank you to Spellbinder, excuse me, well, yeah, Spellbinders, but actually Hero Arts. And I just will say on that note, have a good evening, everybody, because it is evening time when I'm filming this, or morning or afternoon whenever you're watching this. Until the next one,